So for me, what I ran in my head was really, really important. So I remember that the most important time was when I was learning to walk again. One of the things I had to do was to shuffle my legs in the way as if I was walking, but I wasn't walking. I just had to shuffle them. And I did this with the support of my wonderful physiotherapist. So I had a physiotherapist this side, physiotherapist that side. And that was fine when they were holding me, but when I had to do it myself, they gave me very little support, and I was going to have to shuffle these legs like this. And it was the most scariest thing, honestly. How many of you are skiers here? Many of you ski? There must be more of you. More skiers? Yeah. Okay. So you know when you're at the top of a black run and you look down, it could be quite intimidating, can't it? Because it's just such a big drop. It reminded me of like that. I was looking down and I was going, oh my goodness, I'm going to fall, I'm going to fall, I'm going to fall. And with that, as I was saying that in my head, I could feel my whole body shaking. It just made me feel so unstable. So I thought, okay, I've got to check this. So I said to myself, what is it that I want to achieve? What is the outcome that I want to achieve? I want to get from here to over there. So I changed it, and I went like this. Left, right, left, right. I can get there. Left, right, left, right. I can get there. And guess what? My body stabilized. I felt a lot better, and I was actually able to do it. So the interesting thing about this whole process, and here's a really golden nugget to give you, is that when something bad happens, what do you want to happen? So, okay, so you've got coffee and you pour it all over the floor and it's all over your trousers and it's a terrible mess and you're just about to go into a meeting. There's a simple example. You want it to go back, so you want to go back to the way it was. Yep. So when setback occurs, you want to be better right now. Do you agree with that? Am I making sense here? Yeah? Yeah, you want to be better right now. So how did I deal with this? Let's go back to me being a patient. So I'm in this chair, and I can't walk. And I can't use my right hand and my right arm. How did I deal with that? Well, what I did is that in my head, I probably ran the strongest film of my life. And that film was about being a better man. Back with my family, holding my children's hands, living a normal life. Better. And that film was so strong, it was like a reality on a moment-by-moment basis that I lived. And that's what kept me going. And on a day-by-day basis, what I did was to do my exercises, do what I was supposed to do. And here's the amazing thing. Here's the really amazing thing that happens with body and mind, is that one night I had a dream. And guess what that dream was? Anybody? I had a dream. What was I doing? Yeah, I was walking. Like this, like I am now. Perfect. Up and down, up and down. And that dream was so vivid, that I didn't believe it was a dream. So I pinched myself, and I pinched myself so hard that I woke up. And I was so excited. I told everybody who came into my room, I told them, I said, guess what? Last night I was walking. Like, wow, that's amazing. 4 days later, I took my first steps. 4 days. Isn't that incredible? So, what was the conclusion? They didn't have one. They did every conceivable test. They tested my heart. They tested everything. So they concluded that it was a one-off weak blood vessel clot. And I should just carry on with my life. Just carry on. So let's go through. Somebody help me with the slide again. Can we go to slide number 8, please? So what I'm now going to do is to just quickly, just to run through these 7 steps, and you'll see how they fit into the story. So the first one was reframing. So you take a situation and you flip the meaning. So I'm still alive. I'll give you another lovely example of this. I had a relative who died, very sadly died of cancer. And people used to say to her, "I bet you're counting the days." And she said, "No, I'm not counting the days. I'm making every day count. I'm making every day count." This example, another example of reframe. Gratitude. So it's focusing on good stuff, focusing on what I still had. The role of belief. You probably know that the amazing power of belief is when there is little evidence at the time that something is going to happen. That is the real power of belief. And at the time when I had the stroke, and I held and I read that to you, there was no evidence that I was going to get better. My vision, my film that I ran in my head about being a better man, managing my mood, all the different strategies there, and rapport with my support staff, so taking advantage of them to help me in every way possible, but also taking a real interest in them. So I felt like I had a community around me. And I was a good patient. I was a model patient. I did everything I was told. So I did all my exercises. If you give me a pat on the head. So as I go through that, I hope that what you've done is to have thought about the person or persons. Do you remember I asked you to think about personal setback? I asked you to think about health setback. Are you still thinking about those people now? Are they still with you? Yeah? Those people who've been affected. It's how they might be able to take advantage of these steps.